Hey everyone, this is Roger with Tabletop Hobby, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Force Awakens box set for the Star Wars role-playing game. Alright, let's take a look. So that's the front cover there, and we'll just flip it over to the back, and they've got a really nice spread of everything that comes in the box here. Contents are an adventure book, a rule book, introduction sheet, map, character folios, custom dice, destiny tokens, and then a bunch of character, creature, and vehicle tokens. Alright, let's open this up. There we go. So this is put out by Fantasy Flight Games. This was first released in, it was August 2016. It's still in production. It's a little bit harder to find now, but you can get it, and we're going to take a look here, but I think I'm going to highly recommend this. You know, just before COVID started, we had just gotten our Edge of the Empire game going at the club, and I think we had a total of 3 sessions. One of those was just character creation, and then COVID hit and we haven't played since. It's not a game that I want to play remotely. I really like sitting around the table to play this one. Okay, so here are the contents of the box. First we got this little pamphlet here, the summer 2016 catalog. Goes through a bunch of the different releases from Fantasy Flight. Of course, that's 5 years out of date at the time of this video. Still, neat to look back. Then, the dice. Probably the one thing that's given the most talk about this role-playing game is these dice, because they're completely different than any other dice you've ever used in a role-playing game. They're strange. If you come from a D&D world, they're very strange. They're full of all of these weird and wonderful symbols, but once you get into the game and you really understand these mechanics, it really doesn't take much. It's not complicated. These dice tell so much more of a story than the traditional D20 setup that you're used to, or might be used to. The quality of these dice is top notch, really good stuff, like everything that Fantasy Flight puts out. They are beautiful, lots of colors, and this is a game where you are going to want more dice. Each player is going to want access to at least 2 sets themselves, because you're building pools. You might be adding like 5 purples into your pool. You're going to need 2 sets to accomplish that. So definitely, this box set, just for another set of dice, is almost worth it. Put those back in there. Okay, so here, read this first. The beginner game. What is a role-playing game? Example of play. Who are the players? So this just goes through for anybody who's brand new to role-playing. Gives you a good explanation of what you can expect. Moving on from that, we have the adventure book. Read this second. And this is for the games master, the person who's going to be running the game. And you're going to want to read this ahead of your game time, just so that you understand everything that's going to be happening in your adventure with your players. Here it goes through the contents of the box. You're also going to need paper and pencils. Explains how to use the book. Much like any other role-playing game that you pick up, it's laid out very similarly. You got your stat blocks for the people that you'll be fighting, aliens, your skill checks, encounters. Always nice art, always in the Fantasy Fight products. Beautiful artwork. There we go. So that's the adventure. This here continues the adventure. Once you finish the adventure book, the Call for Heroes continues on from there. So right away you're able to keep the game going with your friends. On the back of this flyer here, it shows the three different aspects of the role-playing game. You have the Edge of the Empire, you have the Age of Rebellion, and the Force and Destiny. Force and Destiny uses a lot of the, or it is all of the Jedi stuff. Age of Rebellion, that's your core worlds, your military units, and Edge of the Empire, that's the edge, your outer rim, your smugglers. Next, what do we have here? This would be your adventure map. Right, so you have a nice adventure map. This is going to go, it's upside down. This is going to go with the adventure that came in the back in the book, so that you can play along. It makes it a lot more fun for the characters to have a map with the tokens moving around on them. But the best thing about this map is the other side. This box set is one of the only places that you can get this map. It might be the only place you can get a good map like this of the Star Wars system. It lists all the planets that you're familiar with and others that you may never have heard of. But for this map and the dice, this box set is worth it. Absolutely. If you're going to be playing this role-playing game, having this map available to your players just so that it just helps the story along, it is so cool. Like there are maps of the system in some of the books, but there's no other poster like that where you can put it up. Now, these are the character folios, and we've got, I think, 4 of them here. Yep, so we got 4 characters here. Tyrus the Explorer, Marlee the Ace, Firabon the Soldier, and Bormo the Colonist. So what each of these folios is it's got everything your player is going to need to run that character. It's got your character sheet in there. It explains through here what each thing on the character sheet is, goes through the player's turn, what you can do on your actions, what you can do on your with your maneuvers, advancing, how to spend your experience points, things that you might want to spend them on as you're moving up. It walks you through the creation, or not the creation of this character, but the development of this character as you play through the adventure. And then here's a blank character sheet where you can fill the stuff in yourself. Colonist talent tree. So it's got a little bit of everything from the core book that you might need in order to run an adventure. And it's just the same thing for each of these characters. So like this is a human soldier. Let's see, what was Bormo? Bormo was a Benito colonist. It's dangerous pronouncing these alien names. Not sure what they are. Somebody's gonna call you out. Human, got that. And Tyrus looks like another human. Yep, they really should have added a few more races in there, make it a little bit more interesting for the party. Okay, and then we've got the cardboard punch outs here, and as always with Fantasy Flight, beautiful artwork on these, and they're always good quality punches too. They don't start ripping the picture like with some companies' board pieces. Fantasy Flight's always punch out perfect. Love them. And then here we go, the Force Awakens beginner game rulebook. Read this book last. Why do you read it last? Because for most people it's got the boring stuff in it, but it does have all the information that you need in order to be able to play the game. It's got some background there, goes through the core mechanics, explains the dice symbols, the results, how it works, lights, camera, action. you know, you're really trying to think of each game session as an episode of the movies, and that's what you're building. You're building your own little movie every time you guys play. Right, so it goes through combat. So it gives you the basics that you need to get the game going. Have a great time with your friends. Download the second adventure, and really be able to try it out and see if it's something that you guys like and want to continue with, and then you can make the investment into the core book and some of the rules supplements. And I tell you, this is a really fun game. More than any other game, I am looking forward to getting back to our club and being able to sit down with everyone, play a few more sessions of Star Wars role-playing game. And now I'm going to be able to go back with this wonderful map. Where did we put that? There it is. This wonderful map. I'm going to get this laminated so that we can have it up at the club and hopefully get a few games running, and it'll just be really nice to help narrate things, and so everybody can, you know, see where they are going on this sort of two-dimensional rendition of three-dimensional space. Really cool. Anyways, that is our Star Wars The Force Awakens beginner game box set unboxing. I hope you guys have found this informational and interesting, and I encourage you, if you have not tried out the Star Wars role-playing game, you should really give it a shot. I think you're going to love it. If you want to see the crew play through the adventure in this box set here, leave a comment below, and we'll see what we can do. Catch you next time. Thanks for watching.